Okay. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed those free snacks. Found them on the street. Happy Tuesday, everyone. So former Today host Matt Lauer is considering a return to TV after being fired due to inappropriate sexual behavior. Networks are telling female employees not to worry unless you're hot. Comedian Kathy Griffin claims she now has friends with Trump supporters. This is mostly because she's had so much work done, they think she's Kid Rock. Martha Stewart has replaced Sydney Sweeney in the new American Eagle denim campaign. And in related news, Joe Biden has replaced the baby on the Pampers box. Yeah. Last Sunday, Woody Allen turned 90 years old. His wife, Soon Yi, would have gotten him an expensive gift, but she already splurged on Father's Day. The country's largest warship, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is now sailing into the Caribbean due to escalating tensions between Trump and Venezuela. Meanwhile, the USS Biden is picking up a fresh load of spices from the New World. In a recent phone call, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro rejected Trump's ultimatum to step down. Maduro's advisors aren't sure what's coming next, but they recommend writing his name on all his body parts. I do that anyway. According to a new poll, 63% of voters say a four-year college degree is not worth the cost. One said, quote, "If I want to waste money on a worthless piece of paper, I'd buy Brian Kilmeade's autograph." Wow. Wow. A new study found that eating peanuts can improve your memory. I said peanuts. They always make this mistake. And finally, Japan has invented a human washing machine that can clean a person from head to toe in 15 minutes. Ha! We invented the same thing for Joy Behar. This is pretty good. All right. So the White House launched a new website where they highlight the media offender of the week. That's whichever news outlet spins a Trump story the worst. It's got to be tough competition. It's like the cast of The View competing in a don't break your chair contest. But among its offender hall of shame, they mention the hoax that the U.S. Coast Guard will no longer classify swastikas and nooses as hate symbols, a fabricated story that an L.A. woman was kidnapped by ICE, and the media's constant fawning coverage of the Maryland dad. Of course, the media didn't take kindly to this oversight. Jim Acosta says the new website, quote, cracked the code on how to hurt the press. No, Jim, you cracked that code the moment you opened that butthole you call your mouth. Yeah, thank you. A hack at The Guardian calls it a desperate gimmick, and The Washington Post says the website is just Trump ramping up reporter attacks. But what reporter attacks exactly? Is there any proof there? See, it's no wonder they're getting replaced by AI. You'd get a better investigation from a Roomba. It's funny how the media seems offended that someone besides us is holding them accountable. It's cute how they think we're still in a world where people trust newsprint headlines. Yeah, and right before they turn to chuckle at the latest Marmaduke. But the world has changed. Everyone hates the media, including teens, according to a new survey. Of course, teens hate everything. It's why I have to keep painting my van a new color. But 84% of them describe the media as crazy, boring, fake, depressing. I felt like I was reading the latest Amazon reviews of some recent books. But about half believe the media makes up quotes. 6 out of 10 believe they take photos and videos out of context. And only a third believe that reporters correct errors when they actually happen. Hell, at least on this show, we always admit when we make mistakes. For instance, last night, we called J.B. Pritzker fat when we meant really fat. And you know what? We regret the error. And we're going to do better next time. Now, naturally, the AP blames Trump. They write that teens reflect the attitudes they're exposed to. That's true, but the attitudes they're exposed to are predominantly yours, the liberals, you idiots. It's not the right who has a stranglehold on the media, academia, and Hollywood. So stick that theory up your ass. That is, if you can get it past your heads. But in one way, the AP is right. Trump, like a good construction boss, tore down the rotten structure, that is the lying media, and he did it with 2 simple words: fake news. He repeated it daily, and the message sunk in, smashing the illusion created by a corrupt industry. And today, we're all starting with a new environment. The news is now under construction, and the old tenants are looking more and more homeless every day. Wolf Blitzer just sold me an umbrella in Times Square. And you should have seen the guy who squeegeed my windshield. Obviously, the media would prefer the old days when their manufactured narratives went unquestioned, but that era is dead. After the last decade of cover-ups and fictions, we developed the hoax instinct. So when a so-called bombshell story hits your news feed, it feels the way a story about a sighting of a Bigfoot would feel. You think, is it really Bigfoot, or is there a more rational explanation? Remember, the media lies got ICE agents' cars rammed, and it got people shot and killed. Just yesterday, the media had people believing Trump was in poor health up to the minute he released his test results. So now it's time for the media to take their pants off for an examination. Trump may not be the first person to do it, but when he does it, the gloves are off. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's so bubbly, she gives all of us gas. Outnumbered co-host Emily Campagno. Comedy fans travel for miles to avoid his shows. Comedian Jeff Dye. Her infant son is asking Santa for noise-canceling headphones. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor. And old ladies would rather sit on his lap for Christmas. Former NWA World Champion and host of the Planet Tyrus podcast. All right. Emily, what I don't understand, beyond your unfathomable beauty, is that okay to say?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Maybe without the sarcasm.
Okay.
Maybe the punchline. That's okay. Continue.
How is the media still offended by somebody holding them accountable? It's like they act like you can't do this.
And they were just as horrified by President Trump's stamina. So now they're threatening to boycott based on the fact that, by the way, I love that there is, for every offender, a drop-down menu with the specific hoaxes and offenses that they've done. So if you go to the CNN section on the website, it'll list all of them. It is brilliant and hysterical. And the reality is that the White House has to do the press corps' work for it. The White House has to put out there exactly what is true and what isn't, because the press corps refuses to. So now they're saying we're not going to cover anything anymore because you are putting up this website. But it's just the excuse, because remember, they threatened that when they said that Trump's pace was too much and they couldn't keep up. Mm-hmm. And the hyperbole about it, the sickened irony to me, is that they are less concerned with the hoaxes themselves and the damage that this has caused on Americans than they are with, for example, Rosie O'Donnell saying that it was verbal rape of a female reporter. Like, they're less concerned with the hoax than they are with this particular website putting them on blast.
Yeah, they're not worried about the effects of the hoax, just that they got caught, Jeff.
Yeah.
I like this. I mean, we've been doing this forever. This show has been covering this stuff forever. But I think that the media always counted on the public forgetting things. Like they get something wrong, they just quickly move on to something else, especially with the news cycle. But here, the White House could just point people, oh, go over here. Here's Jim Acosta. Go over here. Here's Brian Stelter.
Sure. It's tricky for me because I get my news from X and InfoWars, Sasquatch Chronicles.
You are a Bigfoot.
Hey, I'm a huge Sasquatch Chronicles guy.
Yeah, this is where I get my news. That's what I was saying. I love suspicious news.
Yes, you do.
But I think it's fascinating that in the thing it talked about how like young people already are suspicious of the news. They already believe there's fake news, no matter what they believe it is. So if you watch CNN, you think everything on Fox is nonsense, and if you watch Fox, you think everything on CNN is nonsense. So if you're already aware of that, why is this so shocking to you?
I don't know.
You should be happy about it. Like, yeah, good. Let's call out some BS news.
By the way, Kat, this is exactly what people do to us, right? They always pull stuff out of context, opinions, and say, I can't believe they said that. Now the White House is doing it to them. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, well, look, I see how one could make an argument saying that maybe the government shouldn't be weighing in on this stuff and saying what's misinformation, what's not. But it's really hard, I think, for many, if not most, Democrats to make that argument, given all the stuff that the Biden administration did, like actually talking to these social media companies and be like, hey, don't talk about this and that kind of a thing. So it's really convenient. Personally, for me, I think that it's so interesting what's happening with these younger generations because it's not just media. Gen Z, a third of them identify as independent because they're just like done with all the establishment stuff. They don't trust anyone. They don't trust anything. And if you look, I mean, not the teens, but a significant portion of this generation, they went to high school during COVID. And the teens were in school during COVID. I mean, I don't know how you could go through that experience and not be like, I don't really trust you guys. Of course, I don't think that anybody who gets their news from CNN, from MSNBC is going to be like, oh, well, now that this White House website says this isn't real, I've seen the light, because people are so entrenched in their stuff. But I think that I don't trust anyone's source for my news at all. I don't trust you. You shouldn't trust anyone.
How dare you?
You know who I trust? I trust my family, and I trust my husband, and I trust my cat. And
I would also recommend Sasquatch
that's
Chronicles.
about it.
I just like throw that out there. Very trusting.
You can trust your family, and you can trust cats. Dogs work with the police.
Dogs will do anything. Dogs will do anything for food.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My dog would sell me out for the tiniest little meatball.
Oh my God, I watched my Frenchie do that. Frenchies are terrible. They're a little horse. They're horse for food, I tell you. Tyrus.
Yes. Listen, this is a typical mistake. I think a lot of men can understand what the White House was doing. This obviously was the president's idea, or a man standing next to the president who said, I have an idea. We're going to settle all these arguments with facts.
Yeah.
I really don't feel I need to go further, but and the media is all about feelings, and they have to understand. And the way I was feeling at the time when Trump was talking was I was upset at him. That's why I said he peed on Russian hookers, because I was upset. So it's the art of feelings versus facts. So, but as we know, fellas, that when you come to a table and be like, here's the facts, they have to interweave the feelings in there, and you never really get the facts, and that's why. Exactly. See, I'm treading this line so carefully here. I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. But that's the problem. Is the White House is trying to do this crazy thing called let's just list the factual stories, and the other side wants to do the feeling.
Don't bring. It's a paraphrase. I'm going to coin a new phrase. Don't bring facts to a feelings fight.
Exactly.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
See, I understand.
See what I did? I played out the untouchables.
Yes.
You know what I don't understand is earlier Emily said hyperbole. What does that mean?
Well, it's pronounced hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Yes, hyperbole.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I think it's like a fancy lie.
Oh, okay.
Like a sexy lie.
All right.
We don't get all your smart stuff. What the heck?
Okay.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.